Welcome back to the show, everyone.
Thanks for joining us today.
Welcome to The Explainer. Look, if you're prepping for NEET, you already know the pressure is absolutely insane. But you know what? Sometimes the biggest hurdles aren't in the syllabus. They're buried in the paperwork. Today, we're going to untangle this whole certificate mess. Getting this wrong can seriously mess with your admission, so let's make sure you get it right. All right, let's just dive right into the big question. The one that causes so much confusion every single year, state or central? Which one is it? Well, the answer really depends on where you're trying to get a seat. Let's clear this up once and for all. So first, what exactly is this document we're talking about? Think of it as your official key, your proof that you belong to a reserved category like SC, ST, OBC, or EWS. This is the key that unlocks reservation benefits, which can mean a lower cutoff, and that can be the difference maker between getting a medical seat or not. Okay, this is where the wires really get crossed for people. You hear these terms thrown around, state certificate, central certificate, but what do they actually mean when it comes to your NEET application? Let's break them down. Here it is, the big difference laid out. On one hand, you've got the state certificate. This one's for the 85% quota in your home state's colleges. It's issued locally, might even be in your regional language. But on the other hand, there's the central certificate. This is your golden ticket for the 15% All India Quota. It has to be in English, and it's built for that national level competition. So let's be absolutely crystal clear here. If you are dreaming of getting a seat through the All India Quota, or you're aiming for the big leagues like AIMS or JITMER, a central certificate is not a suggestion. It is non-negotiable. It's mandatory. Your state one just won't cut it for these seats. But hold on. It's not just about having the right type of certificate. The timing is just as important. For some of you, that certificate is basically a ticking clock. And this is a hidden trap that catches so many students completely off guard. Okay, for all you OBC and EWS candidates, you need to listen to this very closely. Your certificate's life is tied to the financial year. That means any certificate issued before April 1st, it expires on March 31st. So yeah, your old one is totally fine to fill out the application form in January. But for the actual counseling later in the year, you will absolutely need a brand new one, issued after that April 1st date. Now, for SC and ST candidates, you can take a huge sigh of relief. Your certificate doesn't have an expiration date. You don't have to renew it every year. Whether you got it 2 years ago, 4 years ago, even longer, it's still perfectly valid for everything from the application to the final counseling. We've now arrived at the most critical step, and I'm not exaggerating when I say there are no do-overs here. A mistake you make on your application form is permanent. You can't fix it later during counseling, I don't care how high your rank is. This brings us to a really common panic-driven question. You're filling out the form, your new certificate isn't ready yet, and you think, you know what, I'll just pick unreserved for now to be safe. I'll show them my real certificate at counseling. It seems like a logical, safe move, but it's a huge, huge mistake. Let me be as direct as I can possibly be here. The answer is a hard no. Under no circumstances should you ever do this. It is one of the single biggest errors you can make on your application. This right here is the golden rule. The category you lock in on that form is set in stone for this entire admission cycle. If you select unreserved, you are permanently kicking yourself out of any reservation benefits you're entitled to. It doesn't matter if you get the perfect brand new certificate a month later, the system will only ever see you as a general category candidate. Okay, now that you know all the rules and the major pitfalls to avoid, let's just walk through the actual practical steps of how to get the correct certificate in your hands, hopefully without any of the stress. So the good news is, this process is way simpler than it sounds. You don't have to go to some big government building in a major city. This all happens right at your local Tahsil or district magistrate's office. When you go there, the most important thing you can do is be specific. Tell them you need it in the central format, in English, especially if you're aiming for that All India Quota. And here's a simple checklist of what you'll probably need to bring. A great little tip is that your Aadhaar card can often work for both your ID and your address proof, which is super convenient. Other than that, you just need some proof of your caste, like your father's certificate and a recent photo. It's usually that simple. And hey, if you're applying under the EWS category, these are the central government's rules. Just remember, to qualify, your family has to meet all of these conditions about income and property, not just one or two. So let's just boil this all down into one final checklist. Number 1, always select your true category on the form, even if you only have an old certificate. Never pick unreserved. 2. If you're OBC or EWS, make a plan to get a new certificate after April 1st. 3. For All India Quota, it has to be the central format and it has to be in English. And 4, the easy one, SC/ST certificates don't expire, so your old one is good to go.
And with that, the paperwork maze is finally solved. You can now take all that mental energy you are spending on administrative stress and point it right back where it belongs, preparing for the exam. The certificate gets you into the right line, sure, but it's your rank that gets you the seat. So are you ready to focus on that